Welcome to the 4th annual Great Canadian Fire Census. Over 614 departments who serve 22.5 million Canadians participated voluntarily in this year's survey. We thank them for their contributions. In this video, we'll share some of our results and explain why Canada needs a National Fire Administration.
In 2024, we counted 124,000 firefighters, 87,000 of which are volunteers. This is down from 126,000 firefighters in 2022. We lost 9,000 firefighters due to retirement, and we have 15,000 vacancies. A National Fire Administration would help monitor all variables and ensure we have sufficient coordinated fire and emergency personnel.
69% of fire departments in cities have significant new housing developments. 17% have additional resources for their fire and emergency services. A National Fire Administration could ensure that new housing supply comes with fire and emergency response services.
20% of communities have resources for FireSmart, a program that builds resilience against wildfires. 45% of communities feel they need resources for FireSmart. A National Fire Administration could coordinate availability of this program against the impacts of wildfire.
40 to 60% of city fire departments lead emergency operations and serve as authorities having jurisdiction in an emergency. 70% of firefighters are already volunteers, and 20% of firefighters are known or designated wildfire assets. All organizations looking to form a civilian workforce need to coordinate with local fire departments. A National Fire Administrator could help better support local communities in a disaster.
Plus de 500 communautés au Canada répondent à des appels causés par des feux d'artifice de consommateurs. 50% des villes canadiennes sont régies par un règlement interdisant la vente ou l'utilisation de feux d'artifice au grand public. Mais la loi fédérale sur les explosifs sape ces règlements. Une administration nationale des incendies permettrait de mieux aligner la réglementation sur les explosifs dans le contexte des incendies de forêt et de d'autres défis.
Almost 400 plus communities in Canada have reported lithium-ion battery fires as a result of micromobility and zero-emission technologies. A National Fire Administrator can help set the standard practice for emergency response and prepare for a future of zero-emission technologies.
$6 billion was spent by all fire departments in 2024, responding to over 2 million calls. Contrast this with more than $7 billion was spent on insurance losses from 4 major weather events. A National Fire Administration could ensure adequate investments in Canada's fire and emergency services.
Canada has 6 heavy urban search and rescue teams that could assist communities during an emergency. We haven't yet facilitated the movement of these teams across the country. A National Fire Administration could facilitate deployment of heavy urban search and rescue teams across Canada.
Finally, some youths have expressed anxiety in troubling ways about the state of Canada's wildfire and climate change issues. A National Fire Administration could help reassure Canada's youth that they will be safe in the presence of climate change and wildfires.
In closing, a National Fire Administration could help Canada with these issues. Fire chiefs are willing to help. We just need a willing partner in Ottawa. Please read more about our vision for a National Fire Administration at www.cafc.ca.